As reported by Bossip, Nia Long is going to get 32,000 racks out of Udoka a month. In the stellar settlement led by acclaimed attorney Samantha Spector, documents state that MA's disposable income is $465,800 per month, and since their 12-year-old resides with Nia 95% of the time, the child support calculates to about $56,389 a month. Despite that, Nia Long is a higher-earning actress, and she decided to let her cheating ex off the hook. The pair mutually agreed to $32,500. Now, I don't think it was Nia Long letting him off the hook for that. I think it was the attorneys negotiating that, because this was what they settled for. His attorneys was arguing this, and her attorneys was arguing this, and this number that they ended up on. But yeah, either way, both of the numbers are bogus to me. Like 56,000. I was already tripping over. I believe Kanye numbers per child were like 40,000, and that had topped the market at the time. You know what I'm saying? And he has 5 kids, so that was 200,000 a month. Now here we are with this, and this is Kanye at billionaire status, but the numbers keep inflating, right? This is Udoka making $28 million contract, $7-something million a year. It trickles down to they want 56,000 for a kid, and it's only going to keep going up. Like before you know it, the number's going to be 100,000 per kid for child support. And listen, I'm not saying that these kids don't need some money to be taken care of, but the number that women are being awarded is absolutely ridiculous. I've always said that it's time to start restructuring these laws, and maybe you would get a different result if, for one, upfront, make the woman pay for whatever's needed for the child, and then it'll be reimbursed on the back end. If they agree to 40,000 a kid or 32,000 per kid like this, right? Then let the woman pay up front for all of that. I mean, we got so many women that's claiming they independent, right? You don't need no man money. All you need, just you and your baby, right? And most of y'all having the baby against the man's wishes anyway, having babies with a man who you knew didn't want a baby in the first place. So you should be able to foot the cost if need be, right? But I'm not advocating for him to get out of his cost. He's going to pay his well-needed share for that baby. But when it's reimbursed by the father, it has to be receipts that show that everything that is being spent is directly pertaining to the child. This is what I think will weed out a lot of ridiculousness. Because for one, if the women that have nothing, that are trying to target men that have so much more, if they can't spend 60,000 a month for the child because they ain't got it, then it'll never get that high. And it will simultaneously demonstrate that the child can be very well taken care of with far less than $60,000 a month. Then also, you have to show some type of proof. Whatever type of mother you are, if you got the money or you don't, I think you should have to show some type of proof, solid proof, that every dollar you spending is going to pertain to this kid. And we know even then, there still are going to be ways to fluff up these numbers. And, she going to lease the biggest mansion she could find or whatever, to make it like, oh, the child needs this big man. No, he don't. No, he don't. And even with that, it should be a judge that should decide, well, only if you buying a mansion that big, only 10% of it or 15% of it, as far as dollar amount, can be allocated towards saying that you spent that on the child. You know what I'm saying? If you buying a Lamborghini specifically, only a certain percentage of that should be allocated to say that you're spending that for the child, because a child doesn't need a Lamborghini to go to school in. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a lot. Women get away with playing this game because it's meant to be in their favor. And we're not even dealing with as vindictive of a woman that there could be in Nia Long. Nia Long's a good woman. But she is a woman, and she's going to take the win. And that win is in the form of $32,000 a month. But she is trying to be, somewhat cooperative as far as what I've seen. in this whole process. One thing I think Ime Udoka is gonna not like is just the whole planning of, right, him seeing the child. It doesn't matter to him right now because he's in the middle of an NBA schedule that, 82 games, a lot of games, plus playoffs. If they make the playoffs, they playing like 500% ball right now. So, you know, right now it probably isn't as big of a thing because he's traveling so much and doing so much. But when the time comes, off season, this, that, and other, he's probably going to see his son. He has to put in emails. They say Ime is required to submit a written notice with Nia Long via email for his plans and all visitation at least 10 days in advance. And it doesn't say that she can't deny him. You know what I'm saying? She could be like, no, I don't want you to take him here. Or I don't want you to do that. Or I don't want you, so in the end of it, it's like you have to realize or ask yourself, is this worth it? There's two things I want people to realize. Ladies need to kind of realize men's nature. And men's nature is to have more than one woman. But men, while you may be like, yeah, that's what's up, the laws don't really play in your favor to play this game. I'm just saying this because when you play this game of, okay, your nature is to have more than one woman, but then you lie about it. You don't tell that woman. You're not truthful with these women about your intentions and how you playing this game. And then so you lying to them and then they get cheated on and get embarrassed like Nia Long did, which I think Nia handled it with incredible classiness. Every woman ain't like that though. Every woman isn't going to take it in stride like that and, be quiet. And, you're going to have women that are like Krishan Rock. And everything with her is a fight, a struggle, and a drama filled and everything. And so when you lie to a woman like that and y'all got a baby between y'all, what you get is all of these different ways that she can make your life miserable. And she's going to do it. So, man, you got to ask yourself, is it worth, even though knowing our nature, is it worth creeping, doing all of that? Because especially if you are not as broke as I am. Even when you are as broke as I am, the child support would still hurt, right? But it's just, different numbers. When you have made some of yourself, which I plan to, and you get to a certain level in life, is it worth it, man, to be lying and creeping and sneaking and then frivolously having babies with women? Because the marriage started, he would have been in a whole nother boat had he married her and all of this. It would have been alimony and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just, is it worth it, man? Because as you can see, I was tripping out over Kanye when they got him, and he was at billionaire status. I think they hit him for $40,000 per kid. Inflation is hitting. Now it's at $56,000. Before you know it, it's going to be at $100,000 a kid. Right? And if you are frivolously having babies, but you out here, you making money and this, that, you, by our decisions, our bad decision making, leading with this head instead of this one, it can really place you in a tough place in life. Now, is it really killing his pockets to do this? No. It's $30,000 a month. I'm pretty sure he it's not hurting that bad. But that's because he's in the height of this contract. But think after things start to descend a little bit, money starts to get tighter, that $30,000 is going to wear on you at some point. And this is the way that the game is set up for men to lose. So I'm just saying, even though we like having multiple women and all that stuff and playing this game, like, it don't look like it's worth it to roll the dice on this type of stuff, because when the law get involved and say what you can and can't do and how much you can and can't visit your children and how much you got to pay, I've always thought there should be some type of cap for men to make astronomical amounts of money. Like, it's just shouldn't keep inflating to where, like you say, 1 minute is $40,000 a child. Now it's $56,000 a child. And before you know it, it's going to be $100,000 a child. There should be a cap on that, man, because children are not It's not that much money that's allocated to a child for them to live great. So, but until we start getting together to change some of these laws, it's the world we live in. And so, being that this is the world we live in, we have to try our best to make the best decisions we can to not get caught up in all of this. So, fellas, I'm just saying, sometimes it's better just to keep it in pants, man. Just like, discipline, man. Because as men of God, we shouldn't be frivolous out here like this anyway. You dig what I'm saying? That's a whole nother conversation. But it should be the same conversation. But either way, man, this your boy Pete Cam. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.